Good afternoon. It is math time again, or morning, or midnight, or wherever you are on the clock. It's math time. So, let's do some math. We're going to start a new unit today. Yay! The new unit is stuff that will probably be a little easier for you because you get to think about things you can see and the world around you. It's some geometry, shapes and stuff. Cool. So, let's start with a quick review. It's a rectangle. Rectangles have four sides, two longer than the other. They're in parallel opposite to each other. And here's a clincher. Rectangles have four right angles. Right angles mean the angles are 90 degrees. We can talk more about angles later. Rectangles have four of them. Four sides, four angles, four right angles. The sides are in parallel. Are they always the same size? No. But the ones opposite each other are the same size. You know rectangles. What about squares? Let's talk about squares. Squares are special rectangles. Special rectangles? Yes. Squares are rectangles. Squares are rectangles. Squares are rectangles because they've got four sides, four right angles, and the sides are all the same. That's different. So squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Hey, triangles. Triangles mean three sides and three angles. Because T-R-I, triangles, three angles. Tri means three, and it's got three angles. This is so great, it's easy to remember. You know this stuff. But here's where we're going with this. We're going to turn this into three-dimensional shapes. Poof. Okay, so how about we talk about some of our three-dimensional friends, such as this rectangular prism. The rectangular prisms have sides that are rectangles. Remember, squares are special rectangles. They have sides that are rectangles, so any of the sides, they're all rectangles. How many sides? 6. Basically, it's a box. You can find a box in your kitchen or wherever in your house and look at a box as a reference for this. Rectangles also have special properties. Let's look and see what those are. Cool. Rectangles have the properties that they have 8 vertices. What's a vertice? Vertices are the corners. It's a fancy word. You get paid more if you know fancy words. So rectangles have how many corners? 8 vertices. 4 on this end, 4 on that end. It's math. You can't argue with math. You can't sue math. What about the faces? Faces? I didn't even know it had like a skull. No, that's not what we're talking about. When we talk about the faces of a three-dimensional shape, the faces are the surfaces, the sides, the three-dimensional sides. So how many faces does a rectangular prism have? It's got 6. And each opposite face, whether it's the top and bottom, the ends, the front and the back, they exist in pairs. They're the same size in pairs. What shape are the faces? All the faces are rectangles. So if it's all rectangles, that means that it's a rectangular prism. Okay, so the next one is a cube. It's gleaming, look at it, bling. So the cube is another rectangular prism, except, watch this, here's how you tell them apart. Okay, so there it is. Cubes have 8 vertices, 6 faces. 8 vertices, 6 faces. All sides, all faces are squares. All faces are rectangles. Hold the phone. Rectangles, all squares are rectangles, but all rectangles are not all squares. It's like a group within a group. All the kids that come to Hefner are Vikings, but not all Vikings are on the football team. That would be exhausting. There would be way too many people at practice. It would just go on forever. Cool! It's a pyramid, like in Egypt. Or, don't forget the pyramids in Mexico, built by the Mayans, down in Chichen Itza. Very cool. So, the pyramids, they have pop. Up top, they got rid of 3 of the corners. And now they've only got 5 instead of 8. They have 5 faces instead of 6 because they got rid of the top one. It's no longer a box, it's a pyramid. And the pyramid has 4 triangular faces, but it also has 1 square face. There is such thing as a triangular pyramid that has a triangular base and has 3 triangular sides. So that would be a triangular pyramid has 3 sides to its base, which means it now only has triangular pyramid has 4 bases, 4 faces, and all the faces